Okay, good morning, everyone. Okay, it's 10:45. It's time for our lesson today. I had asked you guys to be prepared for today's class. Since we are going to be doing constructions, so you need your typing sheets, you need your question, and you need your geometry set for today's class. I do have, let me just before anybody else. I have some of my students from my other math class that were eager to see what third form math is like. So they are here because they want to learn more. They love math so much that this is their third period of math today. So they are there if you see some names that you do not know. All right. So
Some first or second is?
they are first formers. You guys don't ask me. They can like, Miss, I want to join your third form class. I'm like, okay, you can join. I don't have a problem.
Van a ver que tú no like me.
Somos nerd way.
So,
Ay, vamos smart.
so I think there are two of them here. Like five of them asked me for the link, so we'll see if the other ones will join. But before, let's see. So today's entry ticket, I had posted it in Google Classroom, guys, but I'm also gonna put it in the chat. You guys have to do a Google form, and the Google form is there. You can click on the link and you go in the Google form. I'll give you guys like about 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes to do that. It's just a revision on the tools, the geometric tools. What are the tools? What are they used for? And you go ahead and answer that. And then when you're finished, you just submit your answers. All right. So let me send it again for those of you that are just joining. Good morning. Welcome. Um, The link to the entry ticket is in the chat. I have placed it in the chat. Go ahead and click on the link and it will take you to the Google form where you have to answer the questions that are there. And please insert your name in the Google form so I know which ones I'm grading.
Excuse me, miss.
Yes.
Excuse me. The link, well, I'm there and it says that it's no longer accepting responses.
Okay. It's because I just gave access, so let me send another link right now. Okay. There you go. Try that link, the one that I just sent. It should.
Miss,
Yes.
miss, you're talking about the one that says name of tool and use and name of
Yes.
tool use and so on.
Yes, that one.
Right.
So let me know if it gives you access now. Okay, good. So I'm gonna give you guys, I think 5 minutes because you have to be typing your answers. My other two students that are here, if you want to challenge yourself and try it, you guys can go ahead. No, I'm asking you guys for
Yes.
any three out of the six. So it doesn't have to be, it can be whichever ones, the easiest ones if you want to use.
Miss,
Yes.
el que usted dijo que vayamos ese tool 1, tool 2, ¿esos son es?
Yep. So you are going to be choosing three tools. If you want to use the divider, the compass, the protractor, whichever ones, you guys can go ahead and use any one. And then you just name it and then you give me for what do you use it. And three tools, right? Any three of them. When you are finished, just put in the chat that you are done, that you're finished, and then that's it, right? I don't feel sleepy, Jesse. I usually go and sleep around that time. Okay, guys. So, you guys should be finishing up. Now, today we want to, as I said before, constructing quadrilaterals, right? And quadrilateral constructions are you we are going to talk about five different types. So between today and tomorrow, we're going to look at the five different types of quadrilateral constructions. Today, as I mentioned from the worksheet, we're going to be doing the first three. And because we're doing the first three, we're going to be covering the first two types, which is constructing a quadrilateral when the four sides are given and when one diagonal is given. And then the second type where you are given two diagonals and three sides are given, or four. And when we look at question when we look at pointer B and C, I have unique on the side because the steps that are used to construct B and to construct C will depend on each of the questions that is provided for you. So the steps are not, these are the steps, this is what I'm going to be doing all the time. It doesn't work like that for B and C. For A, D, and E,
Excuse me, miss.
yes. Yes, Johan?
Johan,
Okay, let's continue. Um, but as I was mentioning, B and C, I do have unique because every time that you get a different question that has that information, it's going to be a unique drawing that we're going to be doing. So we're going to be doing number one and number three first. If you guys saw the message that I sent, if you saw it last night or this morning or whatever time you saw it, I did send the steps through the WhatsApp group.
anoche.
Matrícula maestra.
But that was the steps to how
Miss, miss, yo no estoy en su WhatsApp group. ¿Qué pedo? ¿Qué pedo?
you are
Ni
not.
yo, miss.
Who is? You have to send me your numbers in so I can add you in the WhatsApp group.
Yo las tengo a usted, miss, pero usted no me tiene a mí. ¿Cómo así?
Said I did. I have to check it. I will check it. I think I've made that. When did I made that WhatsApp group? And then some of you are not in the WhatsApp group. Okay. So let me switch to my constructing board. And we're going to start with question number one. And question number one reads, construct a quadrilateral LMNO. Automatically, when you hear the word quadrilateral, you are thinking four sides. That's where the question is giving me four letters. It gives me the sides LM to be 4.2 NM to be 6, NO to be 5.2, OL to be 5, and LN to be 8. That is what the question gives you. Out of those 5 distances, you need to be able to identify which one is the diagonal. Now, how do I know which one is the diagonal? Well, the shape is named L, M, N, O. My sides have to be in that order. L, M, N, O. Let me put it in the chat so that everybody understands what I'm talking about. L, M, N, O. So my lines or my sides, I have 4 sides, so my sides each have a name. My sides can be LM, can be NM, can be NO, and can be OL. LM, NN, MN, NO, and OL. Why are those my sides? Because if I look at L, M, N, O, L and M have to be beside each other. M and N have to be beside each other. N and O have to be beside each other. And O and L have to be beside each other. So if I look at the information now that the question is giving me, let's look at the question. If I look at the information that this question is giving me, LM, MN, NO, OL, LN, which of these 5 do you not see in the chat?
ON.
ON, very good. Because mm, one moment, I'm sharing the wrong screen. Okay. I'm supposed to be sharing Google Docs to screen recorder, share this to screen recorder, and then share this to my Google Meet. Okay, now yes, you guys can see it. I am given a shape that has 4 sides, L, M, N, O, 4 corners. This is the name of my shape. My shape now, because of the construction, they're giving me the sides. How long is each side? And they're also giving me a diagonal. Now, I should have asked this in the beginning. Do you know what a diagonal is? Anybody has an idea of what a diagonal is?
There's nothing shit me. I was saying.
Let me see if I can open a jump so I can. That was one of.
This isn't it a line?
It's a line, but where is the line, or where does the line go? Let's see. Okay.
Of what?
What is a diagonal?
This is a line for him. And side drawing. No shape. Never no shape.
Okay. Let me share this blank screen. Can you see my Jamboard? Okay.
Miss, this is what it tells me,
Yes,
right?
yes.
I want to search. A straight line cements that joins 2 corners or polygon by its not at edge, but not the edge.
Okay. That is a mathematical meaning. Do you understand that mathematical meaning though? Let's look at the information. I am given a shape that is L, M, N, O. Right. My quadrilateral. How many sides does a quadrilateral have?
4.
4 sides. Very good. 4 sides. So now, I'm just going to draw any shape that has 4 sides because we don't know how the shape is going to look like when we draw it. I'm going to label it now. L, M, N, O. I have labeled it. Now, looking at my sides, I have one side that is LM. I have another side that is MN. I have another side that is NO. And I have another side that is OL. Everybody sees those four sides.
Yes, miss.
Yes,
Yes,
miss.
miss.
Good. Now, my diagonal. If I look at the question tells me LM is 4.2, MN is 6, NO is 5.2, and OL is 5. And it gives me another line that says LN, LN, L, and I connect it to N. LN. LN is 8. This is my diagonal. Does everybody understand now?
Same as
Yes. Good. So, this is what I'm going to be constructing now. So, let me go to the constructing pad. Jumbled. Okay. This is the constructing pad. Now, if you guys saw the and you read it, because solo falta que me desvele para que no vean el message. If you saw the message that I sent you guys and you read the steps, you have a little idea of what it is that we're going to be doing. So the first thing, and step number 1 says that we have to identify the diagonal, and we have identified it. We know that the diagonal is LN. So that is what I'm going to draw first. And on your typing sheet, and please guys, please have your typing sheet, have your math set. As I'm doing something, you are doing it as well. All right? You need
Has to be
preferably typing sheet.
Yes, sir. Has to be typing shit.
Oh, I asked for typing sheet because if it has lines and you draw a light line,
No se va a ver bien.
no, I won't be able to see. That's why I had said typing sheet. So can you get typing sheet? If not, you have to do it on that. You will just have to take like a really close picture so that I can see where your lines are.
en la tienda regresé a conseguir.
Okay, first thing. Line. I mean your ruler, right? Ruler. You have your ruler, and it says that my diagonal is how long? How long is my diagonal? How long is LN? So now I want you guys to draw your line, put your ruler about halfway on the typing sheet. Halfway. So if this is your drawing board, this is your typing sheet, your ruler is going to be like halfway. And I want you guys to draw a line that is 8 centimeters. Right?
In the middle, right?
Yeah, middle of your graph, of your typing sheet. And then you can label it L M. Not M. N. You have that. And it's a bright line, right? So you can press it a little bit. Don't exaggerate and break your pencil, but make a bright line. Because this is important. This is one of the measurements that is given to you.
Centimeters?
Centimeters, yes. Centimeters. Everybody has it?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So now I want you guys to let me find it and paste it again because so many chats have been sent already. The sides. Not Okay, found it. So in the chat, I sent all of the sides, and the shape is L, M, and O, and then we have those four sides. Look at L, M, M, N, N, O, and O, L. Which one out
Miss,
of
what is the length?
8 centimeters? Which one out of those four has an has an L or an N in them, but has the other letter being exactly the same? Let me repeat that. We need we need 2 points. 2 points out of those four that have an L. One has an L, one has an N, but the other letter that they have is the same for both of them.
Miss, it's not an
N
N
O L O.
O L.
You have NO and OL. Okay, that can work. We can use NO and OL. We're going to be using these two, NO and OL. And this is what we're going to be doing. You need your ruler, and you need your ruler again. And you're going to be using your compass. All right, use your compass. And your compass has to be placed right there on the zero. How do you do this though? When you have your compass, it would be best if when you are measuring, you have the ruler on your desk or on your table or wherever it is, and your compass is slanted. Let me show you guys the ruler. If this is your ruler, this is on your paper, and then your compass is slanted so that you see how you're opening it. If you do it like this, you're not going to be measuring correctly. Have it slanted, you put the pointer on the zero, and you open your pencil to the distance that we want. The first distance that we want is NO. NO is 5.2. So I want you guys to put the pointer. See, my pointer is exactly at zero. And you open your pencil to 5, and then 2 little sticks after the 5.
Miss, puedes poner tu ruler donde quiera, Miss, o abajo de eso, del line.
It doesn't matter where you put your ruler because you're just measuring. It doesn't matter because you're just measuring. So you don't even have to put it on your paper. If you want to put it beside you on your desk, you guys can go ahead. It's just measuring. We're just measuring. Once you have done that, and I had asked you guys to make sure that your compass is tight, so that it doesn't move around when you're using that measurement. So now I have this measurement, and I'm gonna take my compass and I'm gonna put it right where the line finishes at N. Everybody sees that? Where I put my compass? And then I'm gonna draw an arc. And I'm gonna draw the arc. And I have an arc there. Yes?
Point N and then an arc, Miss?
Yep, you put it at point N and then you do an arc.
Miss, el primero que hizo de primero, Miss, de antes que ponga point N, el arc.
You have to measure it. I measured it. I took my I put my compass on my ruler. I measured 5.2 on my ruler. And then I took my compass, I put it at N, and then I drew my arc. Yes?
Miss, the size of the arc matters, Miss?
Not necessarily, but you want to draw an arc that if I'm going to be drawing another arc from L, it's going to cross at some point. So you don't want to draw your arc too much this side, more to that side, because we have to make an intersection. So it doesn't really matter, but you don't want to make a circle either, right?
Mire como un arc, ¿verdad, Miss?
Mm-hmm. It has to be an arc, yes. Can I move on? Everybody has that?
Yes, yes.
Yes, miss.
Okay, good. Now, the other measurement is OL, and OL is 5. So I'm gonna take my compass again, and I'm gonna measure 5. Right? And your pencil has to be well sharpened, guys, or else if you have like a thick point, it's not gonna be measuring correctly. So have it open at 5. Yes.
Exactly to 5, right, miss?
Yes, exactly at 5. You have to make sure that your pointer, the pointer side, is exactly at 0, and then you open it to exactly at 5, so the pencil point is right on the 5. Okay. Yes?
Yes, miss.
Now I'm gonna take my compass and I'm gonna set it at L. And then I'm gonna draw an arc that crosses my first arc. See that? It crosses it. Everybody has that?
Miss,
No, Miss,
recommend
no.
pointer.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
miss.
miss. Yes, yes.
¿A dónde tiene que ir tu pointer, Miss?
Your pointer has to go
Calculate.
on L. Your pointer has to
Sí,
be
pero...
on L, and then you
Ajá.
draw an arc like that. See?
Sí, pero mi line mío tan lejos, Miss.
Let me
No
see.
llega el otro arc.
No te dijeron que lo hagas más grandecito de un lado, güey.
So if it
Cuate.
does not touch, that means you have to use your ruler again, measure 5.2 again, and then come and make your arc bigger.
Sí, pero sí, entiende, güey.
Yes?
Yes.
No, Miss, ¿sabe qué es lo que pasó, Miss? Es
Yes,
que...
miss. Go on, go on.
Miss, ¿cuántos centímetros debe de line? ¿Cuántos centímetros debe
8.
de line?
The
Why?
line
Yeah.
is it.
Por eso...
No, it doesn't
Modo,
have
yo le
to.
diré grandote.
Tu arc está chico, güey.
Okay, continuing. Now the point where they meet, see the point where they cross? You're gonna connect it with your ruler, please, your straight edge, and you connect it to both points. And then you label this as O. Yes?
As O.
We're not finished, guys. That's a triangle. That's not a quadrilateral. We want a quadrilateral, remember? Okay. So now we are going to be using the other 2 points that are left. And the other 2 points that are left are LM and MN. All right? Those are the points that are left. So I'm going to take my ruler now, and you take your compass. And what we're going to be measuring is 4.2. 4.2, because 4.2 is the measurement of LM. LM is 4.2. So that is what I'm measuring here. And once you have that measured, you're going to set it at L. Same point as L. And we're going to be drawing an arc at the bottom. And that is what you should have. Everybody has that?
Yes.
Yes.
And now the last one is MN, and that is 6 centimeters. So again, you take your ruler, you take your compass, set it at 0, you open your pencil all the way to 6, exactly at 6, and then you go to N, and you're going to be drawing an arc that crosses your first arc. And that is what you should have. And to finish it, you are going to connect the points to the intersection. And then you label this M. Okay. Questions, guys. I'm looking at the time and we just did one.
No question. Is that right?
Okay.
We have one question time. Miss.
Number three. Number three is exactly the same as this. You're gonna follow the same steps, but with different numbers, right? So I'm not gonna. I don't think we will have time to do number three. If we have time tomorrow, then we're gonna do number three. But we're gonna look at number two because number two has different steps to follow. Okay. So everybody finish with this. Can I
This
clear
is
it?
number one, Miss.
Yeah, this is number one. This is number one.
Next
Abi.
topic.
I heard two persons talking at the same time. Okay. Your other typing sheet, guys, and write it number three because we're working with number three. Let me share question number three. Question number three says construct a quadrilateral PQRS. PQRS in which PQ is 5.4, SQ is 6, QR is 4.6, RS is 3.4, SP is 3.5, and the diagonal PR is 5.6. If you take a look at this question, they are giving you 6 different measurements. 6 different measurements. So now I want quickly draw this so that all of you have a mental representation of what this question is talking about. So, where did I leave my pencil? Okay. So if we're looking at this shape, it is also a quadrilateral, PQRS. So it has 4 sides. And again, I'm just drawing 4 sides because we don't know how the shape is going to look like. And the sides of this shape are P, Q, R, S. PQ, this side is saying me that PQ is 5.4. SQ, SQ, look very carefully, SQ. SQ is 6. QR is 4.6. RS is 3.4. SP is 3.5. And the diagonal PR is 5.6. So That is what the question is giving me. Everybody understands what I said just now, what I showed just now? Everybody has that clear? Do I need to repeat myself?
Clear, miss.
Good. So let me go to the math pad.
Clear, miss.
Let me go to the math pad and we can construct this one. And hopefully, I think we can do that in 5 minutes. So,
Mes, podemos acabarlo porque no tenemos clase después de con ustedes. Yo creo, yo digo.
Yes, we have computer skills. No hay clases, vamos a acabar.
okay.
Sí, pues, vamos a acabarlo. After class, there is no other subject, miss.
Are you sure? You sure? I don't feel like. No, let's
Yes,
get it.
miss. Mamalinig ang miss ko. No, miss, I have already one on track.
Okay, let's do this because I'm the bus. We're losing time. Okay. The first thing that we're going to be drawing is one side of the shape. And the first side that we would like to draw is PQ. PQ measures 5.4. So take your compass and you measure 5.4 exactly. Right? It's 5 and then 4 little sticks after the 5. 5.4. I'm sorry. No, don't do that. Don't do that, guys. It was just to draw a line. And nobody tells me I said draw a line. 5.4, my bad. 5.4, and that's it. That's the first one. My bad.
Mom?
P and Q. One line. That was my mistake.
Mom. Mama.
Okay, now it says look for the line segments that have P and Q. So again, we want to find line segments that have points that are from P and Q. In this case, guys, we're gonna be using QR.
5-4, right, miss?
5.4, yes. 5.4. That is the one that we're gonna be using. 5.4. And that's PQ. That's what I drew there. 5.4. Now you're gonna be taking your compass. Now, yes, your compass. And you are gonna measure 4.6. 4.6. 4.6 on your compass. 4.6 on your compass. And you're gonna place it at Q. You place it at Q and we're gonna draw an arc. And that is what you should have. PQ, and then you draw an arc from Q that measures 4.6.
El otro me está miren.
The other one, you are gonna measure 5.6. 5.6. And you're gonna draw it from P.
Sorry, miss. 5 point what?
5.6. 5.6. Stop that.
Miss 4.6 and then 5.6.
Yeah.
Done, miss.
And then you're going to label this point R. R.
Next, miss.
Okay. And then you take your straight edge and you connect it. And that is what you should have.
Next, miss.
Okay. Now, what you have here, guys, if you take a look at PR, PR is the diagonal. So this is inside of the shape. This should be inside of the shape. So because this is inside of the shape, we are going to be drawing our arcs at the top still, right? We're not going to be drawing anything at the bottom. Everything is going to be at the top because PR is a diagonal. You have to have that in mind. So now I want you guys to take your compass and I want you guys to measure 3.5. 3.5. Stop it. 3.5, and you take that to P, and you're going to be drawing an arc over there.
Next one, miss.
Everybody has that?
¿Cuánto era?
It was 3.5. After you have drawn that, I want you guys to measure 6 with your compass. 6 centimeters with your compass. So you take your compass and then you measure 6. And you move to Q. And then from Q, that is where you will be drawing the arc. And the arc has to cross this other arc that you just drew, right?
Next, miss.
Okay. Now what you're going to be doing is that you're going to be labeling, you're going to be connecting the points. So we're going to connect P to that and Q to this one. And then this is going to be point S. And the last thing you're going to do is that you're going to connect from here to here so that you have 4 sides. Yes?
Miss, so now you have PQR on this, right?
Yeah. So this is what I want you guys to
Next
do
one, miss.
with your ruler. You're going to take your ruler and you're going to measure SR. And SR has to measure 3.4 or very close to 3.4.
Cabal, miss.
Exact? If it's exact, that means you did a perfect construction. Very good. If you miss it up, so you have 3.3 or 3.5, that means something went wrong with your construction.
Cabal, miss.
Okay. And that is how you check for this one, because in this case they give you all four sides and they give you two diagonals. So that is how you check if your construction is correct. Any questions, guys?
Thomas.
Okay, good.
Miss.
Okay, guys. So we did
Solid.
number 1 and we did number 2. Number 3 is the same as number 1. So I would suggest go and review it. I mean, you can practice it and see if it comes out. It should come out looking exactly like number 1. Different measurements, right?
That is number 3.
This one is number 2. This one is number 2. No. Yes, number 2. Number 3 is the one that I'm saying is that you're going to be doing it just like number 1. Yes, guys?
Yes, miss.
Okay.
Yes, miss.
Tomorrow we are having class at the same time. For those of you that are packaged, I will be sending the link as well and you are free to join as well. And then if we don't finish tomorrow, guys, we will see what we'll have to do. I don't know if we can have an extra class or at least an extra half an hour.
Friday, miss.
No, Friday is mi día. Okay.
Vale, miss.
Okay, guys.
Sábado,
So,
domingo.
that will be it for today's class, guys. Have a great rest of the day. Enjoy your day. My first formers, thank you for joining my class.
No entendí el juego, Luis.
Miss, nosotros queremos
Miss, ahora que nosotros también entramos en su clase por farming.
Yes,
Miss,
Miss,
quiero-
yes.
No van a entender.
My first farm class is at 8 o'clock every day.
Ustedes parecen chamaquitos como copycat. Parecen chamaquitos como copycat.
Okay.